hey. The truth is, you really want to know the truth? This may be crazier than the fiction. The truth is, your family doesn't know who you are. So you know that you've been a trilobite. 6,000 years, mankind has been trying to decipher the flower of life, saying whoever controlled that flower of life controlled the universe. There were secrets in that flower of life that Da Vinci spent his whole life trying to uncover. There were secrets in that flower of life that Newton spent his whole life in secret trying to uncover. The same secrets that Pythagoras was desperately trying to uncover. But don't forget. Don't forget. And you know what I didn't want to forget? This flower of life. And another thing, don't forget, this is truth. I know I am not smart. I had a 1.414213562373095 grade point average. What Da Vinci tried to do at 80, I did at 6 years old. So you have to break into the business. You don't go to Saudi Arabia. How do you break into something? And there's a little violence involved in that. So I'm coming in there to dismantle you. And this is all legal. I don't know why I said that. With the square root of 2, did you believe that? You guys believe in straight lines? Show me a straight line. Well, let me hit you with something. I abandoned the idea of the straight line. Are there any straight lines? All energy in the universe is expressed in what? It's in motion. If something is still, there's no energy. Kinetic, right? All motion is expressed in what? You look at galaxies, are they expressed in straight lines? Expressed in vortices. All vortices are expressed in what? Waves. All waves are curved. It is illogical. It doesn't make sense. You believe in loops. What I've done is I've figured out about 7 different elementary particles, fundamental particles. I don't have that. We have changed all of our buildings to be aerodynamic. Our airplanes are no longer aerodynamic, but our math is still based on a 2-dimensional way. I want y'all to take out your phone for a minute then, so you can get all the long numbers out of it. Now I want you to put in 2 and square root it. 1.414213562373095 ... Cube it. 2.828427121746190. Divide it by 2. Cube it again. Divided by 2. Cube it again. Divided by 2. Cube it again. 2.828427121746190. By the 6th operation, it has moved into an exponential number that you can't even imagine. Do you know the square root of 2? What's 1 times 1? The first thing in math is you're supposed to have a balanced equation. 1 times 1 equaling 1 is an unbalanced equation. But the identity element, which is like the Jim Crow laws of the 60s. I'm so sorry, I get so distracted. The end of your lives. So life will not be able to be sustained. What's a dime times a dime, or 10 pence?
10 pence, yeah.
10 pence times 10 pence? That's a pound, right? 10 pence times 10 pence? Is that right, honey? Yeah, yes. What about 100 pence times 100 pence? That's a pound times a pound, right? That's $100, ain't it? What about a quarter? What about 4 quarters times 4 quarters? That's $1, right? That's a pound, right? Well, that's $4. Well, I think we have an economic problem because we are the only creatures in this universe that use currency. You know, get naked and ride. I hate that. You know, jump out of an airplane and say, to hell with it. You will lose your life. The basic laws of physics to break down in order for 1 times 1 to equal 1. Like boom. And I didn't know it was my hand. I thought it was a friend. In order for 1 times 0 to equal nothing, laws of conservation of energy has to disappear. In order for me to become a character, I have to change my chemical composition of how I'm thinking, and as a result, that changes how I position myself, which changes how the heat is generated and transferred out in and out of my body. Our DNA tightens. Your DNA celebrates. When 2 things are drawn to each other, it's because they are of similar charge. It's not positive, because when they say negatives attract. But cold air drops down. Does it attract to the hot air rising up? No, it passes right by each other. because negatives, opposites don't attract. It's positives that attract to each other. Two positives drawn to each other, two negatives discharge each other. So I woke up inside my mother's womb at about 6 months of age. Like, ah! And I was born, the first thing I thought about when I was 5 years old, there's no sense of death and your life is over. Well, guess what hydrogen sounds like? It's a key of E. Guess what, and it's the color yellow. Oxygen is a chartreuse and it's the key of F over F sharp. The carbon is also the key of E and yellow. Nitrogen is G. That's what proper physics gets you to. And you will see, and I might get shot about talking about this right now. I want the world in multicolor spectral vision. Well, you know, it's funny, I actually patented 1 squared. There's another frequency coming in from a generator over there that's changing and causing it to change. So this F now hits the oxygen, and when it hits, the F hits the carbon, so instead of hitting as an F sharp, it hits as an F, so when it hits the carbon at an E, it doesn't hit it quite right, so the domino don't file right. So the next domino hits wrong. And so now we have malformation happening within our DNA because the laws of physics have to now adjust because something been able to successfully cure AIDS and cancer. Anything times 0 is 0, and anything times 1 is 1. When 1 times 1 equals 3 or more, you're talking about over unity. So simple. Is it? Does that make sense? That's it? I can go home?